Whoa, I am live. What's up, YouTube? I do apologize. I said I was going to do a vid at 8 p.m. and I just got caught up with some personal things. So I do apologize, but I am here now. The man, the myth, the legend. I only say that because I have some sandals that says the myth, the man, and the legend. So but anyway, so guys, I hope you're doing okay on this beautiful day. Well, it's at nighttime now. Whenever you see this video, day, night, whatever it is, I got something to show you. So if you guys are interested in this, I got this new face mask merch. Right. So if you want to get it, it comes in various colors, but this is the one that I got. This is the face mask, King Geo. Okay, I'll go like this. This go. King Geo. It doesn't have any designs here. It doesn't have a hole here, but it is pretty. It's very. I tell you what though, the quality is good. The quality is good, and it's very comfortable. It really is. It really is. So that's it. King Gia has the king here, the skull here, and the crown here. Oh, where is it? Right here. All right. So that's it. This is on this. This is going to be on sale. It's going to be 2 for 20. So if you need one, if you want to get one, let me know. It will be either through Cash App or through PayPal. I don't have Venmo. So that's it. I'm gonna do some shirts. I'm gonna do some shirts like a white T-shirt, whatever the case may be. So I'm gonna get in contact with my supplier this week and make out some designs for the shirt. It'll probably be the same one as the mask, and they're gonna come like this, right? Well, I might even throw it into the box. This is kind of tacky. Not this tacky. Hi, Rayus. All right. So today I want to talk about tragic endings. This past weekend, if you're around the country, around the world, I'm gonna leave a link below. If you Google Eden, North Carolina, at least Eden, North Carolina tubers, Tubebbers, you will see that this past weekend we had a tragic death. A family of 9 came down to a family of 9 came down to tube in a river that's called the Dan River, which is like maybe like 30 seconds away from where I live at here in North Carolina. And their ages ranges from 37 all the way down to 7 years old. And they went tubing, and they were unaware, so they tied their tubes up together, and they went on a drop. And on that drop, they separated, and unfortunately, 4 of them passed away. Out of the 9, the youngest one was 7 years old. They were found. The 7-year-old was found yesterday. I'm right by my house. The uncle, or there was 2 males. They were found. The male, one male was 35. The other male was 32. They found one of the male's wife. She was also in her 30s, and they just came down from Chicago, Illinois, to move down here to North Carolina. And it's tragic. That was 3 months ago, and they're looking out for one young lady who is in her 20s, and she's 6 months pregnant, and she has not been found yet. So it's been out of 9. 4 have passed. 4 will be rescued. 4 have passed, and they're looking for one lady. And you see this in where I live at. Where I work at. I talked to the mother of the young lady who passed away. Very distraught. Very Geo Richie genius. I was so blank for man. He was very distraught, and you come to think about how short life is, and how you gotta take advantage of life, and how you have to enjoy life and live it as is today was your last day, because tomorrow's not promised, guys. Um, but it's tragic. I spoke to the mother. She was very distraught. She just wanted to take her daughter home. Um, the other lady wants to take her son home, which we found yesterday. Um, all these kind of things has happened to these people who just moved here, and and they're new to the area. And if you see, I haven't seen it. I see the river. I see the river because I pass through the bridge every day. But I don't know where there. I don't know where's that dip at. And there's a dip that you can tube, but then there's a dip that drops. So they were unaware of that, and there was no wall, there's no barrier there. So I guess they being not unaware, because there are people who have left comments that said that right before then, people just get off there, they walk around, and then they get back on. So, but they there's no barrier, there's nothing. I'm assuming there's nothing that says there's anything there. So I don't know. So it's kind of hard, but it's heartening when you see a mother lose a 7-year-old child, losing her daughter, losing a sister. I mean, it's very, very hard, and it's hard. It really is. Blanche Philman, I see you are a member. Wow, cool. So it's hard. It really is. It really is. So that's what you got to do. You got to enjoy life, and and when you do these kind of things in the river, and they bought these tubes at Walmart, and they didn't have no life vests, and it's very important that if you gotta like I said, but as a person, you have to respect whichever environment that you're in. So if you're in the woods, you got to respect the woods for what it is, and you have to take precautions because you don't know. Same thing with the river. You go into a river or a lake, you wear a vest because you never know. You could be an expert. I had my cousin. My cousin got married at the age of 18. She was a widow by the age of 20. She married the guy that she married was a professional diver, and he died. He got a cramp on his leg in Puerto Rico in the beach, and he just died because no one could get to him. He got a cramp, and he drowned. So just imagine that. So so you got to take the precautionary measures when you do these kind of things. And unfortunately, they didn't do that, and that's very tragic. And you can always go. You can look in Facebook, or you can look at Facebook. Go to Eden, like Adam and Eve, Eden, the Garden of Eden, EDEN, and look for I think they don't want GoFundMe. They've been getting money to GoFundMe, but she told me yesterday that they're going to do another thing that's not through GoFundMe, so they can bury the loved one. So I guess you must go. If I find it, I will leave more links on this video, so you guys can if you guys want to donate, you're more than appreciated. You're more than welcome to do so. Ryu says in Toronto, 20-year-old did a drive-by. He planned the killing of a family of 4 because they were Muslim. The only survivor is a 9-year-old boy. Still looking for the suspect. Crazy world. No, it is a crazy world. It really is. And you know what? I'm going to do a video, but I'm going to say this, but I want to make a video out of it because I don't want to use this video to diminish. I don't want my comment to diminish this video, but I'm going to go to that, Rayus. One of the things that I can say that was good about the Trump era, and I'm glad that he did that he became president. I didn't see it until the other day. I'm glad that he became president of the United States of America. I'm glad. And I'm going to leave it at that because I'm going to make a video on that. Or I'm going to do a live probably tomorrow. I'm going to do a live all this week because I work Friday. I work Saturday and Friday. When did I work? I go back to work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah. So I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off. So I'm going to make a video of that. And it's going to be on that. So people are going around killing Muslims. People are going around killing other ethnic groups. Like here, they beat down in New York. They beat down the other day an Asian person. A black guy, just co-conked a Chinese elderly woman, and that's and that was simply because Donald Trump. In his presidency, he said, this is a China virus. It's China's fault. So these idiots are thinking everyone that's Chinese or everyone that's Asian or everyone that's with squinted eyes is Chinese, so they got to get punched because we wouldn't have gotten this virus. This virus wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for the Chinese. But they don't realize had their dumb president told people to wear masks from the beginning of time, then we wouldn't be in the predicament that we are now. If the president of the United States at that time wouldn't have said this was a hoax, they wouldn't have said, you know what, this is going to go away with heat, or this is going to go away in a few weeks, or what he really said, we wouldn't be in this predicament. But he kept on saying it was a hoax. He kept on saying it's going to go away in a few weeks. He said that the summertime is going to go away because the heat kills it. He really said some stupid shit that stupid people, and like I said, stupid people believed him. And this is what happens when you're so small-minded that you don't do research and you take someone who does nothing, he doesn't know anything about science, doesn't know anything. I don't even know he knows how to spell science. Believe him. That's like when Catholics believe that that Catholics believe that they pray on the Virgin Mary, but she wasn't a virgin, by the way. She didn't die a virgin. They pray, they do the Mary prayer, and they say, Hail Mary, Mother of God, whatever. And they think that Mary is an intermediate between us and God. And that's not true. But the Catholic religion makes you believe that. So these people who are Catholic believe that. So instead of praying to Jesus, when Jesus says anything that you ask in my name, I will give it to you. Not in the name of Mary, not in the name of John, not in the name of Paul, not in the name of Luke, not in the name of Isaiah, not in the name of Moses, but anything that you ask in my name, I should give it to you. And why does he say that? Because he's the one that gave up his life for our life, so that we can have everlasting life, so that we can be in the kingdom of heaven, so that we can be repentant from our sins, so we can be forgiven. We can be forgiven for our sins. Okay, not Mary. Mary was a young woman, maybe 15 or 16 years old, that God chose because of the love that she had for God. That's the only thing that they did. But they said they made her saint. We don't know. Saints does not exist. But like I said, religion is basically made is to control people. And if you ever go to a Catholic church, you really don't know. You really don't learn a lot, because the priest is preaching, and he probably gives you one or two sermons, or one or two sentences, or he reads to you, and that's it. And the rest is just talk. So then you got to believe what he says. As to when you go to another church from another religion, the pastor in that church will speak in volume, and they will go from the beginning of the Bible to the end of the Bible, and they will talk about events that's going on, and you can more or less have an idea, and then once you get that idea, you can form your own opinion. But when you go into the Catholic Church forms the opinion for you, and you stay stuck with that opinion. God said himself, God said, I'm a jealous God. You should have no other God. So when you pray to Mary, you're making her a God. Mary is dead, like everybody else who has died before her and everybody else who has died after her. There is nothing that she is a woman that God chose. She was a young lady that God chose because of her love for God. Okay. So, like I said, God himself said he is a jealous God. There is no other God before me. You can only choose, you can only choose one God. You choose this one, you choose that one. If you choose to have two gods, you can only serve one. So when you pray to Mary, she's a human being. When you pray to Mary, you're leaving everything else behind. Or you pray to saints. Catholics have they have saints in their houses. God says, don't adore any fixtures, any figures. He says that. The Bible says that. So it is what it is. But that's why I don't follow religion, and I don't follow. I don't follow any bandwagon of politics because of that same reason. I'm smart enough to make my own decisions, and I'm smart enough to say, you know what? I believe this person to a certain extent, and I make my own decision. But I'm not going to go based on what people say. The Bible says, "Thou shalt not abortions and blah 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 blah." And say, I'm not going to go and say because of my religious belief. No, it's not my religious belief. It's my belief that certain people should not have abortions for certain reasons. And some people do. I'm pro-life, and I'm pro-life, and I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-life in the sense that if you're going around there and you're having unprotected sex and you're fucking every dick, Tom, and Harry, excuse my language, and then you should be having abortions. You should be having protected sex. But if you made a mistake and you for whatever reason it is, and you want to abort it, then that's your choice. And if you want to go religiously and say, oh, God, the Bible says thou shalt not kill. Yes, the Bible says thou shalt not kill, but thou shalt not kill in the sense that you don't go around killing people. You don't go around killing innocent people. That's what that means. All right. And the Bible also says, don't commit sexual immorality. Now whether that sexual immorality means have sex before marriage, I don't know. I'm not going to get into that because I don't interpret the Bible that way. But the book of Romans says, so it's just a whole spectrum of things that goes around with religion. That's why I don't follow it. Oh, man. That is my favorite verse in the Bible. Romans 10:9 says that if you confess with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Exodus 20:36, you shall have no other God before me. There you go. And when you pray to Mary, you're making her a God. Most Catholics won't see it that way, but that's what you're doing. And Romans 10:9 says that if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. And it's true. When you turn your new life over to God, that's one of the passages that a pastor uses in Romans 10:9. And it's a good passage, and it's a good passage to read. So going back to the tragedy, we have to, when you when you go out there and you venture out into, like I said, the woods or the lake, you have to respect that. And I say, and I put down the title "Tragic Loss" because if you would have seen the face of this young man's mother, how she was with the loss of her son, my heart broke. I wrote to my daughters and I said, I love you very much. Because like I said, tomorrow's never promised. And we take it, and we take so many things for granted in life. The air that we breathe, we take, if you may not think about it, but you do. There's sometimes you do some stupid shit that you can say, you know what? I wasted. Think about all the time that you wasted in life, the minutes that you wasted in life. You could have taken that time to have done something else. You could have done something productive. What's up, Ray Roberts? And we abused that time. Are you speaking of what happened in Chicago? I don't know what happened in Chicago. No, Benny. I'm speaking of what happened here where I live at. There's some non-youth. They are from Chicago. The youth, those tubers that drowned here in Eden, they're from Chicago. The husband and wife who passed away, they just moved here from Chicago 3 months ago. They're from, I think, they're from Chicago. And it's kind of sad because here you are, you move from one place to go to another place because you want a better life. And they, it's not, they didn't get gunned down and that, but they passed away because they went into a river raft. They went to a river, and it breaks your heart. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad, Benny. Like I said, yesterday at my job, people came over. They came over from Virginia because where I live at, I'm very close to Virginia. They brought a lot of food for these people. The church was paying for their stay. And that is, and it breaks your heart. It breaks your heart. It really does. Like I said, I spoke to the mother. I spoke to the family. I spoke to the grandfather. Very great people, very gracious. And it's just sad. That's why I say enjoy your life because you don't know tomorrow is not promised, guys. Tomorrow, if you can go out there and you can help somebody out, do it. If you can change somebody's life, do it. If you can give someone a piece of advice that could turn that person's life around, do it. Bragg Robert says every day they used to love the ones they were with like there is no tomorrow. When you leave to go to work, you give your wife kids and like that you never see them again, him again, and you're around them love. Yeah, yeah. We leave our houses every day thinking that we're gonna come back, right? We leave our house thinking that I'm gonna do my 8-hour shift and I'm coming back, but those 8 hours is not guaranteed. Anything can happen to you. You're gonna have a heart attack. You can have a stroke. I had a friend of mine. She's 40. He was 41 years old. 3 days into New Year's, she just passed away. She was talking to her friend in her kitchen, and she had an aneurysm, and she died. 41 years old. So she leaves 2 kids behind. And this happens every day. People just boom, they die. And yes, and Benny says people don't understand how blessed they are to wake up. Everything after you wake up is an extra blessing to wake up because you could have never woke up. That's true. The best thing for you to do is when you wake up in the morning, give thanks to God. One of the things that I've learned is that you got to give time to God. No matter what you do, give time to God. If you got time to text and you got time to watch videos and you got time to even to watch my show, give God what's his. Take that time. I've learned, maybe wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning and go to your corner of bed or go wherever you feel comfortable with and pray to God. Because at that time, everything is clear. No one's talking. Your mind is clear. The room is clear. And talk to God. And remember, anything that you have to confess to God, confess it here. Don't shout it out because the devil is astute. And the devil has no power over you, but the only way that the devil knows what you like, the only way the devil knows your sin, the only way the devil knows how to control you is what you speak out of. So if you like watch pornography or you like to steal and stuff like that, the devil watches you. He knows that. But what you talk out of your mouth, that's how he knows. So try to do it here and pray to God there. And that's how you communicate with God. Benny says, just remember that there are kids that can't make it out of the stomach, but yet you have the day-to-day breath. Yes. Think about it this way, guys. Think about it this way. We are in a country where we are blessed. Now, mind you, there are other countries out there who are just as developed economically and they have as much crops as we do. So there are developed countries out there who are just who are up to par with us, or even better than us in living situation. But you have countries where people don't have what we have, or don't have what other countries have. I saw this thing one day, a video the other day about how a man said, I'm see if I can find it. I'm put it on here. It says that no country's poor, and it's true. There is no poor country. This is the country makes people poor because they have crops, they have ways, they have ways and means to maintain a government, but the corruption is so bad. You think Africa's poor? Africa's not poor. Africa has a lot of resources. You think Haiti's poor? Haiti's not poor. The one thing I don't like about Haiti is that I learned, which is something funny. This is why I like to learn a lot. And I had a guest. She's a very good friend of mine, Anna Doctor. She's a member of the Black Lives Matter in Mississippi, and she taught me, which is good, and I researched it so I can confirm that when Haiti won its independence, right, from France, Haiti had to pay. Check this out. Haiti had to pay France reparation for lost land. Mind you, France invaded Haiti. So Haiti has to pay for something that belongs to them to another country. Now, Africa, some countries in Africa like Nigeria has to take their money and put it in a French bank, and then in the French bank, you don't get that money back. You have to take out a loan to use that money. Now check that out. So you have to pay. Nigeria has to give their money to Africa, to France, right? Ain't that some shit? And then here in the United States, I learned that slave owners, when they freed their slaves, the United States had to give them reparation because of lost land. What kind of shit is that? You're giving reparation because the deal was that if you have slaves, after the slaves completed their work, after whatever years they worked with you and they were free, you had to give them land. Black people never got reparation for that. Black people still haven't gotten reparation for that. All right? But it just teaches you how the world is. So think about it. We live in this country that we have basically everything, and we take advantage of the air that we breathe. We take advantage of the food that we eat. We throw away food. We eat it halfway and we throw away. And there are people in other countries who have no food. I've seen people in Africa where the woman has to walk 5 or 6 miles for a gallon, a bucket like this, for water. She puts it on her head and walks with her son and daughter to get water and comes back. And you figure why this country hasn't built a water system for these people. The money's out there. You got billionaires out there. Why they don't do nothing? But what they do with their personal money shit anyway, because at the end of the day, they're going to meet God. All these rich people who think they're better than everybody else, they're going to meet God. That money's not going with them. And that's what, what you do on earth is, what you do on earth, because that's what the Bible says. You're not from here. So don't get comfortable with the things from earth, from the things that man gives you or tries to give you, because there's a life after this, and it's that life that you want to preserve, because you're gonna have a life with God. You want to be in the kingdom of heaven with God. You don't want to lose that. That's why I tell people, do not mix your religious belief with politics. Don't mix your religious belief with this, but they still do it. Whatever you speak of, God knows the devil is also watching spiritual warfare. Of course, the book of Ephesians says that we're fighting principalities, we're fighting angels, we're fighting evil. People are gonna understand what is good, there's evil. What is bad, there's good. It has to be, because this will be an imbalanced world if there wasn't. You have water, you have land, you have more. People don't think people who believe in evolution think that we evolved from apes. People believe that, yes, it is. Anything that you worship that's not good for you, because money is the root to all evil. Everybody, yes, you do need money to survive, and you do need money to do a lot of things, but money can be the root to all evil. Let me ask you something. What's the point of having $200 billion like Jeff Bezos does, and he doesn't help nobody out? Yeah, he'll tell you he's giving money to charity, but he's giving money to charity, and at the end of the year when he files taxes, he gets most of that money back because it's taxable. So he gets a refund on that. Of course, a rich man is never happy, but a poor man is happy with what they got. And that is true. Look, you know what I heard? And I'm doing my research on this very carefully. I heard that the reason that Muammar Gaddafi was killed, because they made us believe that Muammar Gaddafi was a bad man, right? But from what I was told and from what I kept reading, is that Muammar Gaddafi was in the process of having Africa has its own bank
There was going to be decentralized from other people, from other banks in the world. And once they did that, all banks around the world, I mean, the economy around the world wouldn't be as strong as the one from Africa. And he was actually helping out his people. But when something's not good for a country, they're going to do everything they in their power to have you gone. South Africa is the world's largest gold producer. Africa, black folks ain't poor. No. I mean, I haven't been to Africa, so I don't know. But I know that Africa is the largest producer of gold. Uh, so they have a lot of diamonds. But going back to the tragedy, so we take, so we take, we take for granted a lot of things in life, you know. So that's the things that we should not do. So, like I said, if you can't help somebody, help them. If you can give that person, if you have $1, that person asks you, give it to that person, or buy that person food. Um, I'm the type of person that when I see someone that says a sign, or like in New York, you see a sign that says, "Give me $50, I want to stay in a hotel." Or, "Give me 75, I want to stay in a hotel." I say, you know what? I'll take you to the hotel, and I'll pay for your hotel. Some of them have a sign that says, "I need money to go home. I need a bus ticket." Okay, so let's go to Greyhound. I'll get you the bus ticket because I've been in the streets. I know the hustle. So some of these people will take the money and use it on drugs. And I don't what you do with the money is irrelevant. But I don't want to spend that money and you go use it. And no, I want you to, if it's you're gonna go home, then let me take you to the bus stop and I'll take you to go home. All right, give you a non-refundable ticket. You go home, and that's cool. You can help people out that way. Should I seek reparation for the second grader that beat me up when I was in the first grade? Imagine. Yes, you should, bro. I know I would. You know what? Talking about that, I was thinking about that the other day, and I was thinking about how to think about this. How do we think about this? I saw the other day how a 10-year-old, I think of Chicago or something, that killed himself because he was being bullied at school. Think about that. Think about this, guys. You have a 10-year-old little boy, and he's not the only one. There've been kids who've been killing themselves because of bullying himself because of a cyberbully, Facebook bullying. So think about this: a 10-year-old kid takes his life away because he thinks that the only way out is it's 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 killing himself. That's just a 10-year-old. So the school doesn't do anything about the bullying. When this kid killed himself, when he took his life away, he must have thought that he couldn't speak to his parents. That's why it's very important that you speak to your kid and you have a very close relationship with your son or daughter, so that when something like this happens, your son or daughter can come to you and speak to you. A lot of kids, they shy away to talk to you because they don't know what to say or they're afraid. But that's what happens when you have an authoritarian father and he says, "Oh, men don't cry." Then your son's not going to go up to you and say, "Oh, my dad's going to make me feel ashamed." But anyway, so going back to the bullying. So I had a bully in junior high school. His name was Eddie Luciano. No, he was not Puerto. I mean, he was not Italian. He was Puerto Rican. And this guy used to always hit me in the back of the head. Always used to push me around, and shit like that. And I was skinny. I was a skinny. I was a skinny kid. I really was. And I maybe weighed like maybe 90 pounds. But I knew karate. Um, but I never used karate on him. But I was too afraid of him. And one day he got me so mad, he smacked me in the back of my neck, and I got pissed off, and I just picked him up. I don't know where I got the strength, to be honest with you. I'm 90 pounds. Eddie weighed like a good 190 because he was a short, fat bastard. And I just picked him up, I body slammed him, and I put my knee to his neck, and I said, "Yo, this shit's gotta stop, bro. This is the last time you're gonna fucking hit me in my neck. This gotta stop." From that moment on, he never touched me ever again. You know, and sometimes that's what you have to do to a bully. You got to confront the bully, because if the school's not going to do it, right? Because a bully is a bully. A bully is a bully because that person wants to be friends with other idiots. Okay, but if you catch that bully one on one when he or she less expected, and you smack the shit out. I don't like violence, but sometimes you have to do something, and you smack the shit out of that person. Say, "Yo, what's up now?" That person will leave you alone. That person will leave you the fuck alone. The school won't do anything because we live in a country founded of being the bully. Of course, and that's where I'm going at with my next video, where I says I'm glad that Donald Trump became president. And right, you said I'm glad. There is a why I say that. Um, so you're gonna learn why. Because, but I just thought about it yesterday, and this country is full of bullies. This country, that's what it is. This country likes to bully other countries. This country likes to you walk. You can see it now with fucking cops. Cops want to intimidate you because they're cops. I saw a video yesterday about a woman going 90 on a 40. All right, she was going. She was. It's bad. She's doing 90 on 40. She could have killed someone. She could have hurt someone. So and then she goes to a patrol squad. Right. Other officers come to assist her. This is one lady, so while two other officers come to assist her, she tells her sergeant what happened. And you know what the officer said? The officer said, "I'm going to flip a coin, and if it's head, she's going to go to jail. If it's tails, I'm going to let her loose." Just think about that. Think about the professionalism of this girl, this woman cop saying, I'm gonna let it just go by on a coin toss." If you want to arrest her, just arrest her. If that's what the law says, if you committed this infraction, then you arrest her. Don't go stupid. Let's do this a coin toss. That's not professional, bro. That makes she is that officer right there should not officers like her should not be in the possession of power. You know, they shouldn't. That woman should have been fired, and people like that should be fired. So just imagine if this woman's in a situation, she's like, he pulls out a gun. That means that she'll pull out a gun at anything because that's the way she has that mentality. But yes, I agree. The government is the biggest bully. Of course, you saw that in the Trump government, where it was his way or no way. You see, it was his way or no way. And when you have a government that does these kind of things, you have to wonder. That's why That's why I say I follow God. I love God. I'm not perfect. I have my flaws. I ask God for forgiveness every day, but I try to be as humble as possible. I try to be as great as possible of a human being that I can possibly be. But I would never, bully somebody and say, I would never say, if you're not from this country, leave. If you're, you don't belong here. I would never say that because that's not me. That's not who I am. I would never allow a government to tell me that's what you have to say, Gio. No, I won't do that because that's not the way I think. The government, the police ain't shit. Either they're incompetent or corrupted, either or both. It's true. It is true. We live supposedly in the greatest country there is in the world, right? The United States of America. But yet, if you look at the statistic, we're not even 10th among the best countries in the world. We're not. We don't have we don't have universal health care. We don't have free education. We are underpaid because the government still pays the federal minimum wage here in the United States. It's 7.25, while other countries pay you double or triple that. Okay, and why don't we have universal health care? Because pharmaceutical companies and insurance companies don't want you to have health care, so they pay the senators, men and women, to make sure that there is no universal health care because every country is governed by something else. Here is governed by the NRA and universal and the healthcare system. Canada's probably run. Trudeau probably is under the pocket of some organization. I don't know because I don't follow Canadian policy. Germany, Italy, and that kind of shit. And if you look at these countries, some of these countries have a better economy than we do. But yet we're the best. We're the best country in the world. You know, No, I understand that is, and that's what she should have done. But what I'm saying, the pathetic part about all that, she could have given her, because it says that's because a summons is given in lieu. I know what that means, but thank you for instead of an arrest. So the officer truly could go either way, arrest or ticket her with a court date in the future. Yes, that's true. But my thing about it is that she went up and she did a coin toss. You understand me? She could have said, you know what, I'm gonna let it go by, and I'm gonna be stern with her to don't do this in the future. You cannot be going 90 on a 40 because you can cause a lot of damage. You can kill someone going 90 because if you're going 90 miles per hour and anything gets in front of you, you're not, and you put the brakes, you're not gonna have enough time to stop. Whatever you hit, you're gonna drag. That's called science. That's the way it is. If you're going the speed limits on every street corner for a reason, because as you have people who are educated who go to these places. Okay, you know what? You can go 40 miles per hour here because if something comes out of here, you have enough time to stop and blah blah blah. All these things goes into effect. But we are modern day slaves. That's true because we work for every dollar you make. They take what you get only 82 cents here in the United States. There's no respect here for nobody, Ryus. You got motherfuckers killing people for $2, for $3 instead of the funny thing about it. Check this out. Here we have the United States of America giving money, giving foreign aid to other countries, right? Going into wars that we don't need to be going to, fighting on somebody else's battle that we're not supposed to be fighting, right? You have people saying it's built the wall, which costs billions of dollars, and people don't understand. Even if you build the wall, people are still going to go over it. And that's the way it's always been. That's always going to be. But yet, you go to every city in the United States of America, and you have a homeless problem. You go to Los Angeles, if you see one of my videos, you see people living in tents. You go to Texas, there were people months ago living in tents, and the Texas government took them out. I saw one woman where she went to a guy. I'm sorry, went to Denver, Colorado, and you see the whole was a skid row full of people in tents because they're homeless. You know, you have veterans that come from wars that they misdiagnosed, and they get no medical treatment, and they're homeless. So instead of taking care of the veterans, so they prefer taking. So instead of doing tiny homes for these people, because the United States have land that they don't even use, and people have land that they don't use. You could buy that land and make buildings and do. Instead of putting these people in a tiny home, so this person can say, I feel good, I have a home. I hope probably this size, with kitchen, bathroom, stuff like that they can come to every day, lay their head down, take a shower, and say, tomorrow I'm going to go to work. I'm going to go look for a job because I'm not homeless no more, and then work from there to be self-independent. That's great because we don't know everybody's story about homelessness, But yet we have over a million people homeless in the United States. We have over a million people that go hungry every day, but yet we give our money for stupid shit, stupid countries. We gotta start taking care of our own before we can take care of anybody else. You would love to help your neighbor. How can you help your neighbor if you don't got it? Because you can give your last loaf of bread. You can give your last loaf of this. You can do that. But what if you have the last $5? You say, I'm going to put this $5. I need this $5 for the week. Because if I don't, then I'm not going to. Or I can't do this. But you give it to somebody else. Yes, that's great. If you give it to somebody else, but then what's going to happen to you? This is a country, or we live. Put this way, in this country, I don't know other countries. I cannot speak on other countries' behalf because I don't live there. But we live in a country in the United States of America. Hold on, guys. That is me, 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 me. We live in a me, me, me society. I want for me. I want what's mine. I want this. I want that. Me. It's not. It's not. Let me help out. Let me help out. Let me help out my brother. Let me help out this person. No, it's that. It has nothing to do with that. It's a me. Yes, me, myself, and I mentality. It's true. It's true. Look, let me tell you something. If the government can keep you down, see, because a lot of people talk about our welfare systems. People get welfare. People do this. People do that. But if the government can somehow keep you down and can give you, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, and can give you money, right? Free money, and you could say, and it comes election time and says, you know what? If you give me your vote, I'm going to give you more money. And some people are just lazy. They just don't want to work. That's the honest to God truth. And if they can keep you down and say, we're gonna give you welfare, we're gonna give you food stamps, we're gonna give you money with the food stamp, and that's it. People are going to do it, and that's how Trump got his vote. Was the vote? I'm not talking about the welfare for Trump, but Trump's voice on people who here weren't that astute. A lot of people say, "Oh, he's not a politician." Yes, Donald Trump is a politician. Donald Trump is it is always there have been a Democrat. Well, social media has a lot to do with it, but it's like you gotta learn you have to learn how to decipher because social media will put things out there, and you have to be astute enough to believe it or not. Just like saying Ripley's believe it or not. Yes, banks are stealing your money. You know how much money banks makes a year on overdraft? On overdraft. So I'm gonna give you how overdraft works. So I had a bank in New York which was called um, Richmond Community Bank in Staten Island. And and if you had a checking account or a savings account and you had a zero balance, right? This is zero balance, and you paid a bill, and that company sends an electronic transaction to your bank, right? And that bank rejects it because there's not sufficient. Check this out. There's not sufficient funds, right? So this party sends electronic transfer to here so that this party can send money to pay this company. But this company, your bank says no, there's not enough money, so we can't pay you. So this company doesn't charge you anything because they can't get anything. You know, but this, which is the bank, rejected this company, but the bank is going to charge you $35 anyway for rejecting that transaction. Not they're not charging you. It'll be a different story if they charge you $35 and they paid the bill. So the bill came out to $100 and you didn't have $100 in your bank account, but they paid you that $100 and they want to charge you $35 for that. Then I can see that. But they charge you $35 just for rejecting that transaction. And that's billions of dollars a year. Yes, that's why cryptocurrency, it's that's the way to go. But you have to be careful which crypto you use. I'm learning about crypto, so I have money in Shiba Inu. Dogecoin is going down, so if it reaches a certain point, I will get some Dogecoin. But you have to when you go to crypto, you have to make sure that no one, no, the person who did that crypto doesn't own a share or doesn't own anything because sometimes, like in Shiba Inu, one owner has 41% of the shares, and if that person decides to pull the rug, that's it. It's not like Dogecoin and Bitcoin where there's no one person has no percentage in it. and the money that was taken or the crypto that was taken, it was already burnt and it's in a wallet that no one can use. That you could do, but you gotta be careful anyway. So whatever you do, that's why you save your money, hide your money from the bank, buy gold. Gold is good because if there's a recession, guys, your gold is gonna be worth a lot. If there's a recession, if your country goes to strike, gold, silver, all that, it's gonna be money. It's going to be money. You know, like when you go to jail. What's the hottest commodity there is in jail? Cigarettes. If you don't smoke, but you get cigarettes, you can live in jail because one pack of cigarettes is like what, $50? No, $20. Think about that. If you're sick in the hospital, can you put aside? If you're sick, the hospital can put you aside, but you're a celebrity, you will have the option to carry money. Yeah, money changes. Money changes everything, right? But think about it. Think about it. Think about it this way. Rock Hudson, a famous actor from the '80s, contracted AIDS, um, and he went around the world trying to get a cure, but he couldn't find it. So he died. Many actors die rich. Look at um Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, was a billionaire, and he got caught with stage 4 cancer. I think it was pancreatic cancer, and even all that money in the world didn't save him. Do they have a cure for cancer? Yes, they do. But even with all that money in the world, you think Steve Jobs didn't hire people to find a cure for it? Of course they did. But it's so black market. It's so deep that these motherfuckers they won't give you the recipe to cure cancer because some pharmaceutical companies say, if I give you the remedy for cancer, then I'm not going to make money. So they prefer doing your chemotherapy, putting a band-aid because most cancers come back. And as I saw a guy the other day, he said that there isn't a cure for cancer is because there's over 200 different cancers out there. Okay, fine, but let's take care of the cancers that we know are out there that causes them. Breast cancer, melanoma, pancreatic cancer, colon cancer. If it's caught early, you have a 92% chance, or 90%, 92, I think 92% chance of recovery. You know, they won't give you a colon. They won't give you a rectal exam unless you're 50 years old or something's wrong with you. Um, you know, there are a lot of things they don't do because Medicaid purposes and stuff like that. But if you're rich, you can do that. But a poor person can't. I saw this guy the other day where he robbed the bank for $1. He wanted to get arrested, which he did, because he got caught. I mean, he used to work for Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola let him go. He lost his health insurance. He came out with a lump in his chest. They didn't want to take care of it because he didn't have no insurance. So he robbed the bank for $1, stood on the seat, called the no, wrote a letter to the newspaper saying that he was going to do this. They received the letter maybe a day before, waiting for the cops to come in. They arrested him on the felony, and he got the treatment that he wanted, but in jail. This is how far this man went to get health care. Think about that. Even though doctors is against the law for doctors to refuse to give you health care, but there is no law saying that they cannot perform an operation that is illegal for them not to perform an operation. Because if you don't have health care insurance, they're not going to do it. Some doctors not going to say. Some doctors may say, I can perform the operation. I don't care. So they'll do it for humanitarian reasons. But some hospitals are going to say no. That costs too much money. Electrical bill. We're going to be using this equipment. You know, so it's just sad. It's sad that you go to if you go to other countries that they have universal health care. There's a reason why these countries have universal health care. All right, but we live in a country that they don't want universal health care in this country. They prefer having people pay taxes. They prefer your taxes. They prefer to take taxes away from you to pay for someone else to be on Medicaid. While you can have that person work for themselves or have them work and let them pay until and you could do that. You could do that, but you could do it through universal health care. And how do these countries get universal health care anyway? Because they have a tax system. They have a high tax bracket. It's called a VAT. We have income tax. They have VAT, and their VAT is pretty high. So they're getting on your paycheck they're getting taxed 20 to 22%. All right. So if you're getting taxed 22%, I don't mind paying a 20% tax because I know that with 20% I'm going to get universal health care. So that means I don't have to worry about health. That if I do get sick, I don't have to worry about is my doctor in my network. Does my insurance going to cover it? I don't have to worry about that. If I go to another country, will my healthcare insurance cover that? Um, my health system. If I want to go to school, if I want to take a trade, will I have to pay it out of my pocket because I don't have the money to pay. I love being an electrician. This is the way a person thinks. I love electricity, but I cannot afford to go to a school to trade school. I I love doing this, but I can't go to school because there are ways you can go to school here for free if you take advantage of it. There are grants out there. Those grants are paid by federal money. You know, so there are ways you could do. But the American people, when you mention to them, we're going to raise your taxes, they get, oh no, you can't be touching my money. You can't be touching my money. This is my money. Find it somewhere else. That's how they think. You know, but it's an unfortunate thing that we live in this country, and that's the way it is. Like I said, guys, don't forget the merch. If you want it, let me know. King Gio, this is the mask. Soon, soon, bro. Soon, King Gio coming up in the world. But anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. Like I said, I'm going to leave a link below. You can read the story. Like I said, they don't want people to go to the GoFund page. Me, that's what I was told. It could, they still probably would take GoFund. I don't know. That's what I was told by the mother of the child. I mean, the mother of the daughter that passed away. Um, I don't know. They got my number. They never called me. But anyway, that's irrelevant. So if you go, I'll put some links down so you can read the story. And if they have if they have a way for you to donate, please do. Um, they're very humble people. People pay for their stay where I work at. So you never know, man. You never know. You know, today you be helping somebody, and tomorrow somebody could be helping you. Think about it that way. Think about it that way. I'm helping somebody, and who knows? Tomorrow that person, somebody else will be helping me. You never know. Elbow cough, whatever that means, what I use. You know. Well, anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'm gonna do a video for this merch so you can see it better. So you let me know, guys. Let me know. I'm going to do another video of the merchandise that I bought. Another stud finder. I had this stud finder for last week. I haven't even done a video on it. I'm gonna unbox that. Um, and see what I can do. Get that 4 days off. But anyway, I God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for coming in. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It'll notify you when I keep you upload a video. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rayush. Thank you, Benny. Thank you, Ray Roberts, for coming in. Who was is 546 is 5946. Thank you for coming in. I greatly appreciate. See you guys tomorrow at this, not at this time. It'll be 8 o'clock though, definitely. All right, guys. I appreciate it. God bless you all. Peace.